Alan Chasey, Vertical Sales Manager with Dynapar Corporation. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to install our Tach NexGen RT8 series of digital tachometer. First thing you want to do is open up the box and make sure all the parts are there and accounted for. The housing, sensor modules, hardware, cover, and pulse wheel. Now that we've got our parts ready, we're going to mount them to a standard 8.5-inch C-face motor. First point, making sure that the C-face is completely clean and free of any debris or paint. Same thing with the shaft. Sometimes a little piece of emery cloth is good for cleaning up the shaft. So the first step is to take the pulse wheel, which is already assembled, and slide it onto the motor shaft. If you have trouble sliding it on the shaft, try loosening the screws first. Only leave it on there until the screws are finger tight so you can slide the pulse wheel on for adjustment when necessary. We've already got the studs installed on the motor. Next is to take the housing and ensure that the pulse windows are on either side and the weep hole is to the bottom. Slide it on over the bolts and make sure we get a good fit on the housing. The next step is to take our acorn nuts and install two of them diagonal from one another. The reason for this step is so that later on we'll be able to install our pie plate cover. The next step is to align the pulse wheel with the housing. The pulse wheel needs to be aligned flush with this recess in the housing. Holding the pulse wheel steady through one of the windows with your hand, begin tightening in a cross-torquing pattern. And once you've had them tightened to the appropriate torque value, as listed in the manual, your pulse wheel is installed. The next step is to take your sensor module. You'll notice that they're keyed, so there's only one way that they can go in. Slide it in, install it, take the hardware, and affix it to the housing. So now that we have our encoder installed properly, sensor modules are both installed in each port. We're going to go ahead and put our pie pan cover on, lock up the unit, and now we're going to make our electric connections. We've already pre-wired these. Very simple to wire, only requires the use of a flathead or a Phillips head screwdriver. There's no soldering required. And we've already got power applied, so we see that our LED is coming on to show that there's power. So now we're ready for power up. And as we power up with the drive, you'll notice that the LEDs are flashing, which indicates we're getting good signals off of the encoder. And that completes the proper installation of the Tach 8500 NexGen. If you'd like to learn more, please visit us at www.dynapar.com. Thank you again. My name is Alan Chasey.